They want everyone to believe that this is a love story. This is a crime.
When Chioma Gray attracts the attention of a 20-year-old man, her mother is not pleased.
I called and I asked him to please leave my daughter alone. My daughter is only 14 years old. You are an adult.
Just 6 months later, Chioma disappears. Did the same man take her across the border to Mexico?
I felt as if my life had ended, that it was over.
"14-year-old Chioma Gray is a student at Buena High in Ventura, California.
She was very much into school. She was doing extremely well. When she reached high school, her freshman year, her grade point average was pretty high.
She never did anything wrong or anything bad.
She never skipped school, she never drank liquor, never took drugs. Just an overall really wonderful person and a great daughter.
And when it comes to boys, Chioma remains inexperienced, which is just how Francine likes it. But over those next few months in early 2007, Francine begins to notice a change in her daughter.
Josh Tafoya was a person that my son went to St. Bonaventure High School with in Ventura, California. He laid his eyes on my daughter, and that was the beginning and the end of the situation.
Francine tries to explain to Tafoya and his mother why she is so upset.
He expressed that he had great feelings for Chioma, and I expressed to him, well, I'm glad that you have feelings for her, but it's an inappropriate relationship. I've told you before that I do not want you around my daughter.
With that, the conversation ends, and Francine decides to explore her legal options.
We conducted an investigation into that allegation, and we found it to be true.
The police take immediate action, arresting Tafoya for having unlawful sex with a minor.
Well, he took a deal, and the deal was for only one count of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. And he was sentenced to 6 months in work furlough. The high school surveillance videos show Andrew turning into Buena High School by the tennis courts, and it cuts off at that point.
Detectives' first step is to contact Tafoya's family and his place of employment.
We learned that he was released from work furlough at midnight on the 13th. Josh was supposed to be at home, and he had never returned home himself. Hi, John. Got the information. Let me know when he gets in so I can give him this information. Thank you.
As Francine struggles to stay positive, the months continue to pass. Then, investigators uncover some disturbing information. In the course of one of these searches, they come upon a body of a young woman that was discovered in Mexicali. The body looks similar to Chioma.
It matched in age, matched in ethnicity, matched in facial structure.
I'm beginning to wonder, is this Chioma? It was about 2 o'clock on September 1st, 2011.
Hello?
I said, who's calling?
Francine?
He said, this is Josh. Josh Tafoya.
Where's Chioma?
She's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I promise you she's fine.
Francine can't believe what she's hearing. For the first time in almost 4 years, Francine thinks she may actually see her daughter again.
When I got that phone call, I believed that Chioma was alive. I really felt that Chioma was alive.
But when Francine asks to speak to Chioma, Tafoya hesitates.
Where's Chioma?
She's fine.
I asked to speak to Chioma, and he said that Chioma was not where he was at.
Okay.
Francine desperately tries to get more information out of Tafoya.
He said, oh, there's no telephone number and there's no address, but I'll call you back and give you a phone number and an address.
A few days later, although he knows he's a wanted man, Tafoya makes contact with the FBI and the U.S. Marshals, giving up his location just outside Acapulco. Suddenly, Chioma's imminent return is feeling real, and Francine can only brace herself for the emotional reunion.
I was having a lot of mixed feelings. I was wondering how she would be, what she would look like, how was she going to look at her family. That day I had a lot of fear. It was supposed to be a happy moment of my life. Chioma is totally different. It's not my daughter. She's completely brainwashed. Completely. It's not her.
According to her family, however, they are shocked by Chioma's explanation for her disappearance. She says she is in love with Tafoya and that she left with him willingly. Tafoya pleads guilty and is convicted of concealing a child. On January 23, 2012, he is sentenced to 2 years in jail. For now, Francine Black can only hope that her daughter ultimately changes her view of what really happened.
I think that Chioma is going to grow mentally with the right psychological help. And when the light switch comes on and she sees that this is real life, she will be thinking differently. And I think that there will be some major changes in her life.